on to Kawaki in regards to the developments surrounding his character for the time skip and how I see the future revolving around him. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in to the video, basically like the second part of the last video I dropped, Boruto's sword usage and him mastering that aspect in Kenjutsu. Now with Kawaki off bat, and even as you see, as soon as you start off the episode, as soon as you start off the anime, manga, chapter, however you want to call it, people go like, bro, he's killed Naruto. He's done something to Naruto, more along the lines as the story has developed. I'm more along the lines now that he probably likely sent Naruto somewhere. In regards to the context and the meat of how things went down, that's still where the gray area lies. Looking at this nigga as like the main bad guy, you feel me? And I've been saying this before that I first of all think that Boruto's battle against Kawaki in the future that we see when they're both 16, 17 years old, it's not necessarily one good versus one evil, or what most people would like to believe possibly. Now I can be wrong, but however is what I still want to stand on. I don't believe maybe it's Kawaki destroying the village and Boruto protecting it. A whole lot of controversy lies in between there, because then it's like, is Boruto not strong enough at that point in time to prevent that much damage, that much catastrophe to go on to the Hidden Leaf? And if that's the case, how much stronger has Kawaki gotten? And which most likely isn't the case, then it's likely that the thing that destroyed the village happened prior to Boruto's arrival. What I like to believe prior to both Boruto and Kawaki's arrival may be, I'm on the stance where both Boruto and Kawaki have separate ideals, same end goal, similar end situation. However, the means to going about it is where their paths really differ, where you see Kawaki is more willing to take drastic measures, as you see in the previous chapters, where it's like, okay, everybody wants to get rid of Momoshiki and Boruto's body. A lot of people had brought up the suggestion of killing Boruto in order to permanently get rid of Momoshiki. There, however, are other ways that people are contemplating to go about, particularly, especially Naruto. Kawaki, on the other hand, is like, yes, he wants to get rid of Momoshiki taking over Boruto's body. However, the quickest way to do that is just kill Boruto and Momoshiki. So let's just go ahead and kill two birds with one stone, no pun intended. So Kawaki's character, his stance, and up until the events we've seen into chapter 69, with the resurfacing of his karma seal and the small hints and small clues there that shows us, okay, maybe his personality is leaking back to previously how he was, to just going into the Hidden Leaf, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe the influence from his karma seal, probably Ishiki's power is getting to him into a more cold-hearted stance or cold-hearted decision. However, I really just believe it's Kawaki being at odds with the ninja system, and we can even see it from the developments after the Ishiki arcs in the anime, where Kawaki has different scenes and different instances where he's looking and he's questioning basically the way of the shinobi, seeing how different people go about versus just seeing how the Hidden Leaf village ninja operate, you know, now in the Hidden Mist village. And then even prior to that, when he was going on missions with Team 7 and going on missions with Team Denki's team and that, like, so Kawaki's stance right now is where it's like, you can kind of correlate that to Sasuke. Where in Shippuden, Sasuke really never was a criminal for the majority of the series, not until literally the 5 Kage Summit, where his acts became directly against the ninja world and against the ninja system, from joining the Akatsuki, attacking Killer Bee, attacking the 5 Kage Summit, despite not wanting beef or smoke with anybody else. His main primary target was Danzo. Sasuke became slowly but surely labeled as a world-class S-tier criminal. Starting off, we already understood it was really more of a rogue ninja type of thing. Sasuke even had this whole idea where he gathered his team. He was like, you know what? We're not killing motherfuckers. We don't kill. That's not what we do. Right now, we saving all the smoke, all the blood for that nigga Itachi, and that's how shit is gonna go down. Now, in Kawaki, since I believe that Kawaki will not be evil, I feel like he's gonna stay true to the name of being an antagonist. Now, the main thing of an antagonist is to antagonize the protagonist, right? So in order to antagonize someone, you don't necessarily have to be evil. Your ideals or ways about going against, you know what I'm saying, whatever you see has to just basically go at odds or bump heads with the views and ideals of the protagonist of the story. So you have the story, the protagonist is necessarily, in most generalized stories, the good guy, and the antagonist would be, what the obvious choice would be, is the villain. Basically the villain having at odds with the good guy. Now, Kawaki can be at odds with Boruto and still not be a bad guy, staying true to his, you know what I'm saying, antagonist ways. So you can have certain antagonists in certain arcs or plot lines of a story versus them not even just like being evil, and they don't have to be evil or just be like, oh, I'm gonna destroy the world or anything like that. Whereas it's just more like their ideals or their thoughts, or you know what I'm saying, their process is just obviously against the thoughts and ideals and process of the main characters, hence the name antagonist, you know what I'm saying? Basically polar opposites. So I see the Kawaki staying true to his character in that sense, where his ideals antagonize Boruto's position as a protagonist at a point in the story, and I draw that heavily from the dialogue that we see, because now when you see what Boruto's asking Kawaki, I didn't think you'd be willing to go this far, Kawaki. Is that something you would say to someone that has been fucking shit up for years to come? Or is that something that you would say to someone that's like, all of a sudden, what the fuck is going on? Like, are you serious? Like, and that's when you got to question things. It's like, we're still like at least 3 years from that point in the timeline. So initially watching that scene, we come to believe, okay, they're going to build some type of bond and it's going to be cut short. Eventually the reunion is going to be what we've seen episode 1 in chapter 1 of the manga. However, you can get the sense where it's like the bond is held uptight even through events in the Boruto time skip, and maybe something sudden happens, or maybe just the ultimate end goal that was already being pursued at that point in time in the story. The differing paths come inside of the context of whatever path that both Boruto is trying to reach and Kawaki is trying to reach, and we know that it's going to have an ultimate consequence against the ninja world, whereas Boruto sees it as going one way and Kawaki sees it as being another, possibly just for the world's safety or sake in general. Boruto staying true to the shinobi way, understanding that there is still hope and life lying within that way, whereas Kawaki is like, if we still gonna be relying on this way, there's gonna be nothing to, you feel me, rely on in the first place. So no, let's dead all of that shinobi shit and let's deal with the problem at hand. And I can really see that being the main basis of the argument between both Boruto and Kawaki. So not necessarily Kawaki being evil in the future, and I know a lot of people even question whether it's like, oh, is Boruto possibly the one that's antagonizing or being the evil one in the start of the story, where it's like, it's too hard to really grasp that type of theory after we already gotten the information that we've gotten up until the point of chapter 69. Whereas earlier, you know, upon Momoshiki's takeover earlier on in the chapters, a lot of people, myself included, believed that was a possible or a plausible theory, whereas like Boruto's body destroying. But now having all of the context that we have now, and then even just looking deeper into the dialogue, like I said, between both Boruto and Kawaki, we can understand that it's more to it than simply good, evil, I destroyed the village, I'm protecting the village. It's more of a complicated situation, and that's really where I want to place my stance on that. Kawaki just being an antagonist to whatever ideals that Boruto has at that point in time in the story in his future developments. But until my next video, y'all, and until more discussions revolving both around, of course, Boruto and my guy Kawaki, holla at your boy. I'ma holla at y'all. Leave your comments, thoughts, share them below. How do y'all feel like, you know what I'm saying, Kawaki's stance will be in the time skip? Do you believe that we see the things that are ending off in Boruto chapter 69, Kawaki turning on his dojutsu eye, damn near called that shit a Jogan just now, but you know what I'm saying, activated his karma as Naruto's leaving? Do you believe he's reacting to Boruto's karma like I am? Do you believe he's sensing the battlefield, sensing Ada, sensing code? And do you believe, most important of all, that Kawaki will eventually betray the Hidden Leaf village, as most will come to believe, turning evil or probably a blind eye and joining forces ultimately with Ada? Until my next video, holla at your boy. Black shit out, yes sir, ski.
Hey, can we take a trip to the sky? Show them that our limit's too high. Cocoa butter hips on the west side. She said